शर्वाय नमः। ॐ त्रिलोकेशाय नमः। शितिकण्ठाय नमः। ॐ शिवाप्रियाय नमः। ॐ उग्राय नमः। कपालिनी नमः। ॐ कामारये नमः। ॐ अन्धकासुरसूदनाय नमः। ॐ गङ्गाधराय नमः। ॐ ललाटाक्षाय नमः। कालाकालाय नमः। ॐ कृपानिधये नमः। ॐ भीमाय नमः। ॐ परशुहस्ताय नमः। ॐ मृगपाणये नमः। ॐ जटाधराय नमः। ॐ कैलाशवासिने नमः। ॐ कवचिने नमः। ॐ कठोराय नमः। ॐ त्रिपुरान्तकाय नमः। ॐ वृषाङ्काय नमः। ॐ वृषभारूढाय नमः। भस्मोद्धूलितविग्रहाय नमः। ॐ सामप्रियाय नमः। ॐ सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ परमात्मने नमः। ॐ सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनाय नमः। ॐ हविषे नमः। ॐ यज्ञमयाय नमः। ॐ सोमाय नमः। ॐ पञ्चवक्त्राय नमः। ॐ सदाशिवाय नमः। ॐ विश्वेश्वराय नमः। ॐ वीरभद्राय नमः। ॐ गणनाथाय नमः। ॐ प्रजापतये नमः। ॐ हिरण्यरेतसे नमः। ॐ दुर्धर्षाय नमः। ॐ गिरीशाय नमः। ॐ गिरिशाय नमः। ॐ मनघाय नमः। ॐ भुजङ्गभूषणाय नमः। ॐ भर्गाय नमः। ॐ गिरिध्वने नमः। ॐ गिरिप्रियाय नमः। ॐ कृत्तिवाससे नमः। ॐ पुरारातये नमः। ॐ भगवते नमः। मृत्युञ्जयाय नमः। ॐ सूक्ष्मतनवे नमः। जगद्व्यापिने नमः। ॐ जगद्गुरुवे नमः। ॐ व्योमकेशाय नमः। महासेनजनकाय नमः। ॐ चारुविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ रुद्राय नमः। ॐ भूतपतये नमः। ॐ स्थाणवे नमः। ॐ महिर्बुद्ध्याय नमः। ॐ दिगम्बराय नमः। ॐ अष्टमूर्तये नमः। ॐ अनेकात्मने नमः। ॐ सात्विकाय नमः। ॐ शुद्धविग्रहाय नमः। ॐ शाश्वताय नमः। ॐ खण्डपरशवे नमः। ॐ अजाय नमः। ॐ पाशविमोचकाय नमः। ॐ मृडाय नमः। ॐ पशुपतये नमः। ॐ देवाय नमः। ॐ महादेवाय नमः।
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Wow, we are living in extraordinary times, to say the least. And I wanted to pop on today and connect with you guys about death. I'm even wearing black. I usually have my white angelic thing going, but black is okay and death is okay. I know at least in our Western culture, we don't like to think about death. We don't like to talk about death. We avoid it at all cost, and we keep life going, sometimes at real extraordinary measures. But death is quite beautiful. And as we're stepping over the threshold into these extraordinary times and attuning to the highest aspect of who we are, we're returning to the understanding of conscious death and contemplating our own death is really important. And many cultures have done this, obviously, for an extraordinarily long time. And when Raphael said to me that after we birthed our avatar self and we were like flying with beautiful wings of light on our beautiful white horses to the mystery school to open our hearts to embody our light body and completely be the avatar that we are, I was expecting something sweet and fluffy and beautiful to be the next light code. And Raphael was extraordinarily clear that it was death. And I was like, wow, death. Okay. Tell me about that. What does that mean? And as we went through that process in the winter solstice, for those of you who joined me, and if you didn't join me, you can tune in and energetically receive it as we step into the death light code. We gave birth to these beautiful avatars, right? That were filled with love and light, and we had wings and halos and a scepter and our luminous, tall, beautiful Lemurian-like frequency body. And we were there on our horse. But what that is this gorgeous, raw energy of our I am that I am divine avatar presence, and yet, sometimes in our human 3D experience, we have a difficult time fully embodying that and stepping into that because we're still operating in linear time. And one of the things that's going to be happening as we're moving through these changes and these shifts is that time itself is going to dramatically shift and change as all of the different timelines are going to be converging here on one energetic 0 point, and we're going to be experiencing time in a different way. Our avatar self experiences the past, the present, the future simultaneously all at once, just like the beings in the angelic realm. And I talked to Archangel Raphael, they are not operating in linear time. They're in a holographic universe and they perceive things simultaneously. And yet, from our perspective, where it is that we are in this now moment, the potential for us to experience in that way is overwhelming. But as we embody our light body and fully come into the avatar that we are, we're going to be able to hold more. But in order to hold that, we have to step over this threshold and let go, to give death, little deaths along the way, our ego deaths, the deaths of our patterns and ways that we have been, because there are certain energies and vibrations that, in a sense, are not welcomed into the fifth dimension, into the new earth, into higher dimensional realities. They cannot pass through the gates. So what we're going to actually be doing is going through death portals. And of course, that doesn't mean that our physical body is dying, but it is true that parts of ourself are dying, the parts of ourselves that perhaps are attached to things deeply or are codependent or are very much in repeating patterns that are harmful to us in some way, where we have on some level disconnected. And I was really reflecting on this last night as I was laying in bed and trying to connect with Shiva, which is the energy we're going to be working with, along with Osiris and Jesus, as these avatars to help us as we go through the death light code. And his energy feels so expansive. It is the nothingness and the everything. He is the destroyer, the preserver, the creator, all in once. He comes from a place where there is no beginning and is no end. And so it is not a tangible energy. It is extraordinarily vast. But as we are stepping into that same avatar quality, these old patterns that we've carried that are not connected to our essence, to the truth of who we are not going to be able energetically to pass through the filter of this portal, this space that we're moving into. So I pulled some cards and I wanted to show you what came up because it was pretty extraordinary. Of course, it was the death code, right, that came in first. And with this energy, it says to reset the timeline. And that's exactly what we're doing. And I know that we're in January, which seems like, okay, that's the beginning of the year and we're resetting the timeline. But really, from an energetic standpoint, what Raphael is sharing with us is that the new year begins in the equinox in March when we're in the resurrection code, which is the new beginnings, right? New a start. That's when we're going to really take off on that fire horse, on that energy that we have connected to. But before that, these are the processes that we went through. We were in the divine feminine and we birthed a new possibility. And then we moved into the avatar, to the I am that I am presence, the fullness of self. But in order to embody that, we have to come into the ascension timeline. And the ascension timeline is when we are at a state within our own body that we are in a place where we are holding a sphere of energy, of love, that is not being penetrated by outside influences, where we are beginning to create our own energetic field, where we are merging with others who are creating that same field with as their avatar self into one unified vibration. But in order to enter into the ascension timeline, these heavier, denser energies that we carry with us have no place. They cannot be, they can't go with us. And so, um, I was thinking last night of some of the things in my life on a personal level that my avatar self would not be carrying. And I guess I'll just be totally vulnerable and honest here. I was at Pilates yesterday and I was doing some stretching and I looked down at my body and my legs and I didn't even recognize them. They had so much inflammation and were so bloated and heavy and almost a bit distorted. And I can see some of that in like my arms and things. And I thought, my God, I've been disconnected from my own body. And I have a pattern when I'm stressed or overwhelmed that the my vice, what I go to is food. And I will eat unconsciously. And the consequences of eating unconsciously is inflammation and achiness and weight gain and fluid gain in my body. And I know that, right? And I totally recognize it. And everything in every fiber in my body wants that to stop and to really be in my luminous, clear, beautiful body. And I've been fasting for the last few days and I'm feeling so much clearer and so much more vibrant. But as we were working with Casey in the manifestation class, he was reminding us rather than continuing to tell ourselves we're going to do something like I'm not going to eat X, Y, and Z, or I'm not going to do something, to start reprogramming and remembering I am magnificently beautiful, vital, strong, healthy, limber, flexible, youthful body, right? And start reintroducing that. And as I began reintroducing that, somehow the energy in me was able to come forward to give me the strength and the fortitude to do what I needed to start to align with that. But part of any addiction, whether it's food or alcohol or drugs or your telephone or whatever, or a pattern that you're repeating that's not an addictive behavior, but perhaps in your relationship or whatever, often comes from the place that we are disconnected from our essence, from our core, from ourself, that we've somehow put that on hold or we'll deal with that later. And we're not in an intimate place with who we are. And so we have to come back into intimacy with ourself. And the thing that we avoid more than anything, I think, energetically, is the intimate thought and attunement and connection to our own death. Because yes, we are eternal, and once the consciousness leaves the physical body, it moves on to another timeline, it enters into another sequence, and we go through, of course, a rebirth process. But that fear of that final last letting go, that final breath is so permeates our collective consciousness. And as we can face that fear of our death, then we can move into mini deaths of things that and patterns that are no longer serving us, that we are ready to let go of. Once we've let go of this bigger death, this willingness to fully let go. And so we're going to be working with Shiva. We're going to be working with the breath. We're going to be recognizing that every exhale that we have is a mini death leading us toward that final breath, that final death. And every inhale is this incredible opportunity to breathe life in to the fullest. So we gave birth to this beautiful, beautiful frequency on the winter solstice. But now it's time for us to embody it, to become it, to merge with it. And in order to do that, we have to pass through these portals. And that was the other energy that was coming in here, these ancient portals. This is one in Göbekli Tepe. And what it says here at the bottom is heal the past. We have to heal the past and our grief. So you may have grief about who you once used to be. You may have grief about you're no longer doing something that you love, like your art or your poetry or your acting. You may have grief that people in your life that you loved deeply have left and physically died and they're no longer here. You may have grief around the country you live in, or the politics, or the way people behave, or grief about the war, or the end of a world that we all once knew that is no longer there, that's falling apart, that's dissembling. Like we talk about the structures collapsing, they're collapsing behind us. And although we are embracing the future and galloping toward the new earth, there is grief of the world in which once was, and there's sadness. So as we go into this death code, we're going to work on healing our grief. We're going to honor, I'm going to ask everybody in the code to write down all the people in their lives that have passed away, that are no longer here with you. And we're going to run them on the screen and honor them and hold a beautiful, safe container for your grief and an openness to really face death. Face the death of whether it is a loved one or a pattern or a frequency, so that we can embody the fullness of who we are. I personally have experienced so much death in my lifetime. I'm the baby of 5 siblings and my mother, and there was a big gap difference. And my mom said, "You will face a lot of death in your lifetime." And I didn't know what that meant until both my parents, 2 of my siblings, brother-in-laws, many people, in a short period of time, like my whole tribe, my whole clan, they just died. And so that really brings so much into perspective about who we are and the preciousness of life and how finite it is and the time that we have here. And so during the code, we're going to wake up every day as if it is our last day. And what do we embrace? And who are we with? And what do we value? And what is really important? And we're going to open our hearts and we're going to heal the grief that we feel. And we're going to work deeply on finally releasing and letting go of those patterns that we're disconnected from or that we haven't been able to release to date. Because we'll have the momentum and the energy of us all together, thousands of us together doing it. We won't be alone. So you'll be held in a container where your grief will have a place to be and honoring it with so many others. And you'll have a container to release these patterns that you've been carrying that others are carrying. Like when I share with you about, I don't know if I go as strongly as to say it's a food addiction, but I definitely, when I'm not hungry, still eat. So whatever you want to call that. I'm sure there's other people who have that too, right? And then you'll have things that you might be releasing and letting go, and other people in the group will. And we will do a collective purging, a collective letting go. So we went through the divine feminine frequency. We birthed the possibilities. We connected here with the I am that I am presence, which is our avatar self. Now we're going to be working with Shiva, with the clock, the wheel of time, the Kala chakra, and beginning to harness and work with time. Then we're going to disentangle from toxic relationships, addictions, and patterns by releasing those energies and vibrations, working with releasing the grief and the heaviness within the heart and opening that, moving into the presence with time and beginning to converge all the timelines into oneness through gratitude. And then, of course, stepping into the magic and the playfulness and the laughter and the joy, and remembering that the avatar self is filled with magic and alchemy, and that that magic creates miracles, so that the gifts that we receive, like the healing and quickening of manifestation and telepathic communication, we can fully embody because we've walked through that death portal and released what we needed to release. And then that will bring us to the next light code, which is resurrection at the spring equinox, which is the rebirth, the new beginning, as it carries us and we ride that beautiful horse, that white horse, through the year in a rapid speed toward a destination filled with love and union. So as we're going to do that, there are a couple things that you guys need for class, and I wanted to let you know. One is just to have some incense, because we're going to be working with ash. You know, when we die, we turn to dust, we turn to ash, and we'll be working with some ash. We'll also be working with the lingam, and that is in the Hindu tradition. It's Shiva's symbol, and it comes out of the yoni, right, out of the feminine, and it arises as the avatar. So we're going to be working with that as the symbol of our avatar. Some people think of the lingam as a phallus symbol, and that's not true at all. That's not the case. It is a representation of the internal. It has no beginning, it has no end. It is this beautiful eternal vibration of creation itself. And so if you can get one, even if it's tiny, you can get them for like a couple dollars on Amazon or Etsy or in a crystal shop. Doesn't I have the mother one. It's like so big that and it's so heavy. I don't even know if I can get it from my other room into my room here where I work with you, but I'm going to do my best. And so to have that with you, and we're going to be sending artwork to everyone to print to begin to create their altars. And we're going to go through an intimate process together of feeling like, what does it feel like to die? To have a conscious death? What are you leaving behind? What is your legacy? And are you leaving a mess behind? Can you clean up things? What they say is that, you know, we have our 9 months gestation period as we come into this world. And whether we're conscious of it or not, there's many teachings that share that there's 9 months that we know on some level before our death. And we start to tidy up things. Maybe we sell a house, or we heal a relationship, or we have that talk with someone, or we wait till a special event has happened where everyone is gathered and we get to say goodbye. This is very common. And so our conscious mind isn't aware, but energetically we're preparing ourselves. But if we could prepare ourselves way before that to create this beautiful ease in our transition at the time of death, that is such a blessing to those that are behind as we leave. And it opens up the spheres of energy so that when we make that passageway into the beautiful realms, right, and into the light, that it is a smooth flight on our way into the heavenly realms. So connecting and contemplating with that is deeply supportive in dropping all of what's not important and our attachments. So as we connected to the avatar that we are, we had this beautiful scepter and this halo and this luminous body and this blooming rose in our heart and healing pyramids on our hand. But how do we fully activate them, embody them, and feel them and step into them? We have to release any fears that we have, any old energies, and have a death of our old self, because the old paradigm, the old structures, the old way of being, the patriarch, the frequencies that are gasping right now desperately to hold on to power, that are slipping away, we also are required to notice where we might be grasping on to the familiar, where we can perhaps now let it go and finally let go of that pattern, that behavior, that sorrow, that grief, so that we can step into and embody our avatar self. So we'll start on the 19th of January, which happens to be right after a new moon, which is that tiny sliver, right? That crescent. And that is the symbol of Shiva. And so we'll be working with him and also the Egyptian vibration and energy of Osiris and also Jesus, Yeshua's vibration. Both Osiris and Yeshua are going to carry us more into the resurrection vibration of new beginnings. And they will be accompanying us on our journey. But we'll be working with this eternal time chakra of collapsing time and birthing new timelines. We're literally going to be resetting and putting in place our timeline moving forward, not just for 2026, but literally a full reset within our energetic body, within our holographic field, toward that in which we are moving toward in the coming years as we fully embody through the light codes all of the light and step into our light body. So I just wanted to get on and share that with you. We will do a webinar right before class starts, and I'll give you everything. We're going to be sending out a form to all of you. I'm sure most of you here are registered already. If you're not, you want to, I'm sure there's a link where you're listening to this. But we're going to send out a form, and you can write down the names of your loved ones that have passed. So mine would be Russ Reed, Mary Ellen Sheehy Reed, Alan Sheehy, William Sheehy, Arno Bernier, Patty Sheehy, um, and many more, right, that are dear to me. And just as you say those that you love, that are so close in your heart, there's a sweetness to just the acknowledgement of it. So we're going to be facing things. We're going to be heading into the storm in a way, facing our fears, facing our own mortality, facing our grief, facing our patterns, facing things we don't want to see and look at, and creating a deeper, intimate connection with it. And as we do that, it helps us to open our hearts more and fully embody and step into the I am that I am of who we are as our avatar self, as a fully actualized being. So, since I can't see you guys because we're on YouTube Live, I'd love to answer your questions, but I can't see anything. So, as I'm on Zoom and it's connected somehow, but I love you all very much. And I will definitely be seeing you. I think it's on the 18th, and we'll go over everything more. But in terms of, I have a feeling you're probably asking what you need again for class. Definitely see if you can get a lingam. You can either get one where it has the yoni and it's sitting inside the whole thing. That's fine, but you don't have to. You can just get, it almost looks like an elongated egg shape, right? We're moving from the eggs into the lingam. And you can get tiny ones that literally for $1 or $2. So I don't want you to have to spend a lot of money unless you fall in love with a bigger one or one that feels so beautiful to you, or clear crystal one or whatever, and you can afford to get that, then that's fine too. And pick up some incense if you can, a scent that invokes something in you, because that's a safe way for us to gather ash, because we'll be also working with the ash. And start getting your altars ready, connecting with Shiva, Osiris, and Jesus. Any symbols, it could be the pyramids, could be a cross, it could be Shiva, the lingam, it could be their figures, their pictures. We're also going to be going into the Himalayas energetically, working with the mountains there and the waters and Kailash. So just tune in and start preparing, because it's an intense code, but beautiful. And there might be some tears, but tears are okay. Death is okay. Sadness is okay. We have to release, right? We have to feel to heal. So Raphael is the angel of healing, but we can't heal if we're in avoidance, if we're detached, if we're not intimate with ourselves. We have to come back into this sense of intimacy with who we are and look in the mirror and feel and see and what we are maybe avoiding. So we're going to come really into relationship with that. And sometimes that can feel scary. But once you meet it, it's not really scary. It's beautiful. And that's where the healing comes in the detachment, in the releasing, and the letting go, and within the breath. So we'll be working heavily with the breath. All right, so I think that's all that I have to share with you about that. I love you. I hope you have the most beautiful Saturday. It's funny, I'm talking about the death code today, and it's gloomy and rainy, and I have black on. And sometimes we need like a gloomy, rainy day just to rest, to not feel any pressure that we have to go out and do something, just to be. And so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have a few rainy days where we can cuddle in and be together and heal and feel comforted and safe and go inward and contemplate our death. Um, Not that we're creating our death, we're just releasing our fear around it. Okay, I love you. Sending you many blessings. I can't wait to see all the names on the sheets of your loved ones as we honor them, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Much love, everybody. Take care. I love you. Bye.